Hey guys, this is Live, Laugh, and Lori. My name is Lori, and today you're going to find out where I've actually been. If you want to know what I've actually been doing and working on for the last month, stick around. So let's go ahead and get started. The last time, if you've watched I'm going to say my most recent, which wasn't recent video, it was about a month ago, and I was starting to tell the story of our life, of our family. And let's just say the chaos that was caused from me beginning that was something that I in no way expected, and let's just say I reacted badly. And it really affected me. And so, as I have had to hit the reset button many times within my life, this is another time that I have hit the reset button on everything. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'm still going to tell you a lot about our family, but I'm not going to do what I was doing. But anyway, so where have I been for the last month? Well, it really pushed me to get going on some things that we have been putting off for a while. So, as I have been working on this feverishly for the last month, I thought maybe it's time to go ahead and share it with you guys. Okay, so my big news, and this is something I have been working on for a long time, our online store is getting ready to open. My goal was to have it open by October 1st. I honestly don't know if I can get everything loaded by then. So, what I decided to do is introduce you to some of the types of items that you are going to find in our new stores. So, our new store is called House of Vansock, and it's going to be a little bit of everything, but there will be a gallery in our store, and it will offer original works of art from me as well as other people. It's also going to give antiques. I'm also going to look for a lot of studio pottery to put in there. So, what we have been doing over the last month is shopping and pulling together the things that we are going to be putting in our store. And so today, as I am opening things and pulling them out, and I am a hot mess. We've been working on this for a long time, but I thought, you know what? Why don't I give you guys a preview to the kind of things that are going to be in the store? And I'm going to tell you. So if you look down in the description box, you're going to see where it subscribes, and you want to click subscribe, but then you also want to hit the little bell. And when you hit the little bell, it's going to notify you every time I have a new video come up. Sometimes it's going to be on clothing, sometimes it's going to be on how to reset your life, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. But you never know what it's going to be. Sometimes it's going to be the things that we have been out antiquing for, and things that are going to end up in our store. Now, eventually we're going to branch out. We are also going to have a boutique opening starting off with, and I'm going to tell you the only stuff I can get in there right now are things pretty much that have come out of my closet, because that's one of the other things that's going to be coming up, is I'm going to let you all kind of help shop my closet. I need to downsize my enormous wardrobe. Talking about resetting of life, let me give you kind of a fast forward of the last year and a half of my life. I retired from being a high school principal, where I really dressed for my position. And then I went through my pity party of at first being retired and having to do it because of medical reasons. I was not happy about that. But then I decided, what am I going to do with my life? And because I was an educator, what did I throw myself into? Something that I loved. And I decided I needed to go to school, so I went to real estate school. I graduated, got my license within, I'm going to say, 3 months of actually making the decision and starting the course, to the point that I actually had my license in hand. I have loved real estate forever. Those of you that don't know, I began my adulthood as an interior designer. I have a degree in interior design that I got in Indiana, and I did that for the first, I'm going to say, 10 years of my life. I worked with home builders. I designed new homes. I did some parade of homes. Um, I designed floor plans. I decorated the homes. Um, but then in 1995, I got injured on the job and I tore some things in my back trying to help. Little bit about my life. I was trying to help deliver a piece of Italian marble that we had waited on for this house forever. Remember, this is back in the 90s. And I had my little suit on and I had heels on, and I was just showing up to make sure that the house was ready for the homeowners to come the next day. And oh my gosh, it wasn't. There was the guy there to deliver this Italian marble that we had waited forever for, and me. And so I don't know how we did it, but we were having to carry and walk and push and get this thing across a board that was across the driveway that was filled with pea gravel, because I guess they were going to do exposed aggregate, and that wasn't even in yet. And so they had this stuff to push across. So me and this man are getting it across. Well, as he got to the other end, he stumbled, and it looked like the marble was going to fall. And so me, I'm not thinking smart. I don't know how much this thing. So I stepped down with my heels. So now I'm kind of standing like this. I stepped down into the pea gravel and I catch the weight, and well, I tore some stuff in my back. So long story short, I thought, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore. And so that really changed the trajectory of my life. And having, I will eventually tell you more about this story, but that changed what I wanted to do. And at that point, once I got to thinking about it, I decided I wanted to become a teacher. And so that I started back to school. At that point, I was 30 years old, which was a long time ago. Um, and totally changed where I went with my life because of that back industry because of that back injury. But one of the other things I'm going to start pulling into my channel is my spiritual journey. And if anybody wonders, I am a Christian, and because of the tragedies that have happened in our lives, I have relied very strongly on my faith, but I'm going to say they have been challenged multiple times. And I have seen the hand of God work in our lives that I can say, oh, you can't deny that God did that. So some of the things I'm going to start sharing with you are some of those moments in our life, one of which has to do with a coin. That I'm not going to tell that story right now because we're going to get to what I have to show you. But anyway, just to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going with the channel, because it is completely different than where I started. Yes, I am still going to be doing hauls. Actually, once the sun dies down in this room today and I can't record in here anymore, I'm going to be moving into the other room where I have an enormous Temu haul because I've just kind of been storing things. So let's go ahead and get started on the things that I have to show you. Now, I just kind of want to let you look at this room right now. This is just a tiny bit of the merchandise that I've brought into the house that I'm unwrapping. Stuff has come from all over the place. So things are still going to have price tags on them. So you guys are actually going to find out what we paid for things. Hopefully at some point as we do thrifting with stores here in the area, I will find some that will let us go in and show you as we are thrifting and as we are at yard sales and things like that and antique stores. I would love to let you guys see what we are doing, but one of the things I want to tell you about, if you've not ever seen her show here on YouTube, is Dr. Lori V. Now, she is a world appraiser, and I have only discovered her in like the last 48 hours, and I have been binge watching her, and let me tell you, it has totally changed how I view things when I go out and I am doing my shopping. So, you guys are going to get the benefit of that because the quality of what I'm going to be able to provide, not only is it going to be very unique because I really go towards cultural things, but also it's going to be quality. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Uh, First thing, and this doesn't have a price tag on it, but as you can see, it's very, very primitive. Now, what do I mean by primitive? There's not any details. Now, something else that I've not told you is I love art history. When I was a teacher, I was an art teacher, and as I said, I am an artist as well. But I love art history, and what I've discovered is how much I've forgotten, first of all, but how much I've forgotten how much I love art history. So you're also going to be seeing things like that come out. But again, this is just solid wood, hand carved little duck. I love him. My guess is I got him for about $2. Okay. And I'm just going to be pulling things out of all of these containers down here. They're still wrapped in paper, so we're just going to see what I am able to pull out. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, this is a little candle holder. Now, what I can tell you about this is that this is going to be hand-made pottery, probably in Portugal. How I know that is I've got some candlesticks and some other things that I've gotten in this same style. This, however, is not marked, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But anyway, I loved the rose coloring on it. Notice how the cutouts where you can see through. Now, I'm going to have to brush up on all my names for these things. I know that there's a name for that, and off the top of my head, I can't tell you what it is. But I will try and educate you on these things as I remember or as I do a little research. But anyway, lovely, lovely little candlestick. And I don't know if you guys know kind of the trends of the direction that things are going right now. Okay. But if you are very into modern farmhouse, it's gonna start dying out. And I've kind of been anticipating this to happen. Warmer things are coming back in. That gray and white, as you can see, the gray and white, that is going to be coming out. Now, do you have to get rid of it? Absolutely not. And this is also something that's going to be available to you at House of Vansock is going to be some of my interior design services. And this is one of the rooms that as we go through our home and we are completely remodeling everything, I'm going to be able to show you some of the before pictures, and then we're kind of in the in-between parts. Right now, we don't have trim up. We don't have ceiling fans or anything up yet. But this is the front room of our home, and right now it's kind of becoming where I'm having to set things because we are out of any other place in our home as we are taking our pictures and getting them loaded into our online store. So some of the things, now I cannot see what the tag says, and I can't take my price tag off because we haven't loaded this in yet, but what I can tell you is that this is deeply cut glass. Can you see it? It looks like it's going to be a candle holder. Is about an inch and a half to a 2-inch candle to go in here. But it's brilliantly cut. I mean, it's heavy, but I don't think that it's crystal. To be crystal, it has to be 24% lead, and I don't think this is that, or if it is, it's not an expensive brand of that. But notice the intricately cut, deeply cut things in the glass. This is the direction that is coming again and bringing the warm tones of the browns and the woods back in, which people have just been getting rid of in their houses. So do you have to start over? Absolutely not. You can start bringing this warmth in just a little bit at a time, but also as you bring in warmth, start bringing in more of the older cut glass, and the play of the light off of this is just mwah. I just can't explain to you. So anyway, I got this for $2. Okay, $2 at Savers. And if you've never been to a Savers before, I live in Arizona, so I don't know if where exactly they are. But what I'll tell you is that they are kind of like a Goodwill, but on Mondays, everything is half price unless it is brand new that day. And it's huge, and it supports the Boys and Girls Club. So I really like to go to Savers. And so this is where a lot of this is coming from. Now, this, I love the shape of it. So do you have to buy the most expensive things if you just want to get the look of something? Absolutely not. I don't know anything about this. It very easily could be, doesn't really feel like stainless because it's got a little bit of tarnishing on it. My guess is this is probably silver plated. It is a lotus bowl, but someone on the inside has put WTFCU. To me, it looks like Work Teachers Federal Credit Union, but I don't know that's what it is. 64 through 69. So maybe someone retired and these were the years that they were there, although this looks newer than 1969, but I could be very, very wrong about this. Anyway, I got this for $2.50. Now, imagine this sitting with a really cool candle. Let me see what I've got in here. I can set in here. Imagine layering these, okay? And so then, oh, let me see if I can find a candle. Hang on just a second. Okay, so this is a cheapo with the button on the bottom, but imagine this. Okay, so you can layer things to make them look beautiful. Somewhere around here, must have already taken it into the back. But I've got a little metal, little red lotus cup that I thought sitting in here without this at Christmas time, that little red in here where you could see the red standing up. I'll have to show you to that if I still have this closer to Christmas. But I will tell you, I'm already thinking about Christmas right now, which is going to be great for you guys. So I'm going to get some things out for you. I'm going to have to speed up here. Now, I found myself very attracted to silver on this trip, as well as lotus shape. So here is another kind of a lotus silver bowl. It again appears to be sterling because it's getting a little bit of tarnishing on the tips of the flowers. Please don't take the stickers off of the bottoms of things, because then you can't tell what they are. And my guess is, oh no, there is a mark. There is a mark. Okay, hang on, let me grab my loop. If you don't know what a loop is, I'll show you. Okay, this is a little bitty cheapo loop that I got off of Temu. And do Temu things work? Absolutely. So this one, I'm just turning the little light on. See how bright it is? I always put this backwards. Then you point the light towards the item, and then you use this to get up close. So let me tell you what this says. First, I gotta find it. There it is. It says, oh my gosh, CARTON. The first half of it is almost rubbed off. EED and Barton, maybe. And it is, what is that? 3. Okay. 3002. So that must be a mold number. Okay, and there's a lot of stuff that's rubbed off on this. So I'm going to do some digging on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you as much as I know about things on the website. So you're going to learn about the items that you have. You're going to learn how to put together kind of a bougie looking house if that's what you're looking for, or a cultural looking house if that's what you're looking for. I kind of have both here. I will tell you everything in this room other than, like I said, some of my original artwork, and my little guitar up there that I got from Temu, actually. It's a guitar the size of a baritone ukulele. But other than that, every single thing in this room, I think I have gotten from a thrift store or an antique shop or something like that. You just have to have a place to put things right now. One of my favorite things is my lampshade over there that looks like a giraffe print. And those of you that have never met Fergus is back here in the background. He is our resident pet, the only pet you will ever see in our house, because I am highly allergic to everything. But anyway, we've digressed again. Back to the Lotus Bowl. This bowl I got for $2.50. Next, this is something that's gonna take some work. Somebody has glued. Oh, maybe it's gonna come out. Okay, it looks, oh, it's taking the finish off. Yuck. Okay. Well, anyway, don't know that this is going to be worth anything, but is this not a beautiful little bowl? Let me show you what they did to the inside. Somebody glued that in there, and I'm sure it had a, oh my gosh, what do you call it? Oh, the green things, it's florist foam. That's it. I'm sure it had florist foam glued in here, and someone had a beautiful little floral arrangement in it, but they ruined the container. And I hate that. So I'm going to do my best to get this out of the inside. But is this not beautiful? Look at the intricate details. Things like this are very, very much coming back into style. China. Having place settings of China coming back into style. And people are like, oh no, nobody wants to worry about that. Well, entertaining formally really, really fell off for a while. But since COVID, and we've all, slowly gotten back out in the world, but things are kind of going a little bit in a different direction. Which is one of the reasons why when I found these, I was so excited. So let me show you these. Okay, this is called Rosebud. Let me give you the official. I know it's Rosebud Chintz. Okay, so here's the bottom. There were 19 pieces in this set that I got. It says, I think Copeland, England, Rosebud Chintz. Okay. So my guess is these were produced at different times, because if you look at them, this is handmade China. Okay. You can tell that they are the same pattern. But where this one just calls it the Rosebud Chintz, this one actually tells you that this is Spode China. So my guess is this is going to be, oh my gosh, Limoges. So you look how white the clay is, how fine the detail is on this. I got 19 pieces for just a few dollars. So I got lots of teacups. I don't know if I'm going to piece this set out. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do it all. But I got teacups. I got the saucers. Here is the creamer. I got some serving pieces. I'm sure they're going to be down in here somewhere. You're going to see those. But I'm not to them yet. So let's keep going. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful china. So I like the older stuff, but, ooh, this has got something in it too. Okay, so let's put this one down. Now, if you are more contemporary and the idea of going with a ruffly teacup kind of makes you sick, well, I'm also going to have things for you as well. So, you see this? Very, very contemporary. Now, this is a modern look that, because of its shininess, it looks very, very contemporary and modern. This same thing, if it had a matte finish on it or even in a different color, could possibly look more eclectic, more classic. So I love the dots and things on here. There is a maker's mark right here. Maybe not. Oh, it does have, these are things because I'm new at this. I'm not always really careful because I'm just excited to get things. This does have a little bit of a chip in the bottom, but the fact is it doesn't affect the look. It will affect the price, however. I paid $2.75 for this. So I'm sorry. This is a beautiful piece of ceramics. Now, let's see what was hiding inside of it. Okay. This is the, okay, this was 99 cents. As you can see, it's got silver around the top. It is stamped on the bottom. So this design on the stamp will be able to tell me actually who made this. It's not been taken very good care of. But again, you've got silver and cost me 99 cents. And it is a coaster. But doesn't have to be a coaster. You could put a cute little succulent in there. I have a cute little succulent right here. Imagine how cute that would be growing in there. Sorry, I disturbed your bed. I'm very sorry. Then I also got, isn't this just a beautiful little trinket bowl? Because it has the little notches in the side, I'm also going to say this could very easily be a cigarette or an ashtray. But I got this for $2.50. I got this for $1.25. And if you look at the bottom, look how pretty. You know what? This is the lid for something. Oh my gosh, didn't even realize that. And that's why it has the little notches here. So what I didn't get was the box that this goes on top of. But what a beautiful little ashtray this is now going to turn into. But if you look at the top, they're dogwood. Aren't they beautiful? So imagine just having this sitting, if you do allow people to smoke inside your house, or really you could put this outside because it is glass. But imagine having just this sitting out on a table. But if somebody needed an ashtray, you can just turn it over and use the inside of it. Isn't that pretty? I hope you can see the beauty of those flowers on there. Very, very pretty. Now, going from very, very pretty, I also really like tramp art and very, very contemporary things. And so some of the things that I will also be showing is a lot of handmade, maybe studio pottery, handmade glass, things that may not be on that expensive professional level that everyone's going to look at, but I see beauty in all of these things. So, how about this? This is a flattened piece of glass. It says Sunsweet right here. At some point, this was a beautiful, beautiful little round green bottle, but someone has flattened this. Now, I will tell you, it has a little sharp spot right here. I'll see if I can buff this down a little bit so that there's a tiny little chip right here. Some people may not like this. A little air plant. You hang this on a wall flat. It does still have just the little bit in here, so you could stick the base of an air plant in there. Hang it on your wall. This would be so pretty. I got this for $2.25. Okay, next. Here's the last one. Okay, I had opened up the rest of these and couldn't find this one. This is a set of bowls. Now, there are 3 of these. At one point, it could have been that this was supposed to be maybe a salad bowl, but I'm thinking about nacho night. So, imagine hot salsa, or maybe just salsa in general, guacamole, sour cream if you want that, or a different kind of salsa. Look how intricate these are. Look at the flowers on the inside. Goes to the outside as well. I love these. They have to be hand carved. If you look at them, they are made out of wood. And look at this beautiful bowl. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be a fish, but to me, it looks like it's a koi fish. If you see here. And it's actually stained different colors. This is all one piece of wood, but it is stained the different colors because you can see how the grain travels on through. Okay, so you have this large koi fish right here. And then around the sides, beautiful, beautiful. It does not appear to be signed in any way on the bottom, but again, you can tell this is all hand carved. I got this entire set for $4. So guys, you need to be looking at things, and other people might have looked at this and said, oh, I want a wooden salad bowl, but it only has 3 salad bowls with it. Oh my gosh, what else could you do with this? Or how beautiful would this just look sitting out on your table? Or imagine this sitting with, let's say, tamari balls or something. Here, this is something else that I've already opened, but although this would actually hide what's on the inside, which I don't like that, but put little balls, things like that in here. This is this big leaf bowl that I found. This I paid $5 for. I'm probably going to keep this one. I don't know. I really, really like this one. So let me put this back in here. Oh. Okay, so let me move these out of the way. As you can see, I really like cultural things. Which brings me to this. Is this not so pretty? The lid comes off. Now, I was loving how subdued the colors were on here. But when I took the lid off, look at what it used to look like. Look at this. So this tells me that this was all at one point dyed that color, but the sun has turned it and muted the colors, and I think this is much more beautiful. But look at the workmanship on this. Absolutely love this piece. I got this piece for $1.50. Now, I'm not promising all of these things are going to end up in our store. They may eventually. I'm going to be keeping some of these. And as I said, I love cultural art. Now, these I know we've already taken the price tags off of them, but especially if you're doing like a mid-century or going into almost the 70s, look at these. And the thing is, brown is really, really coming back, as is this olive green. So you could go retro with these. You could go cultural with these. You could also pull these in to looking just very, very contemporary. So let's see what these are. If I look on the bottom, says used with tea light candles only, made in the Philippines. So they're from a floral company, but I love these. One of the things that I will be offering with Home of Van Sock, as I said, is my design services. But if you would like for me to curate a small collection for you, give me a dollar figure that you want me to stay within and the kind of things that you're interested in, and I will pull together a collection for you. Show you maybe a spot in your house that needs some love, and we'll see what we can do about fixing it. Okay, this is beautiful. Now, as I said, I'm not necessarily always going to stick for perfection. Sometimes I'm just going to look at the beauty of an item. Look at the glaze job on this pot. I love it. It is beautiful. It has a little bit of chippage up here in the top. See here and here. Doesn't affect it, and it actually, because it's glazed over with like an overglaze, although this tells me that this was probably done in it's not a raku glaze, but this was fired, what do I mean by fired? When it was hot, it was probably put into maybe straw when it was really, really hot, and you put it in there and this fire glows up, and then you put the lid on it, and the fire and the heat is what bakes the clay, but it comes off, you get this beautiful black. Now I'm guessing that that's what this is. I don't know. It could be an underglaze that was put on here. But even the bottom, it says Erburger, Lurburger, Turburger, EUenterger, maybe. Anyway, this is handmade pottery. It is beautiful. And I am starting to sweat like a pig because I turned the fan off in here because I thought it might be a little bit loud. So if you all don't mind, I can keep going if I turn the fan on. So hang on just a second. Okay, so while I was over there, I picked something I'm very sad about. I saw this. I was so excited. I love elephants. There have been some things that I've had that I've got, just got a big old dirty spot on my cheek. That's one thing I've learned is when I go thrifting, I'm going to wear gloves from now on because I've seen what my hands have looked like when I come home, and I don't like that. But anyway, I saw this. I loved it. I used to have an elephant trunk. It was like a coffee table, but the top of the coffee table opened like a trunk, and the corners of the coffee table were carved elephant trunks and heads. I love that table, but we moved and I wasn't able to keep it, so I got rid of it, and I really hate that. But anyway, I love elephants. This is an old elephant planter. I don't know if it would have been worth something. I bought it because I loved it, and I'm going to keep it anyway, but then I realized at some point his leg has been broken off and glued on. I will say they glued it back on very well. You can see the age of this piece. You see the crazing, which are the little lines that run through it. This has been well used, but I think it's going to look beautiful in this room. I just love this little elephant. But I am very sad that I didn't look it over a little more carefully. But that just made me know that this is something that I wanted to keep. Okay, let's do this. Another thing that happened with, look at this beautiful ram. Now, I was so overcome with the beauty of this. This is hand carved. The feel to me, because of its weight, tells me it's probably ironwood. Show you the bottom. This truly is carved wood. And at some point, I guess someone dropped it, and I didn't realize this because both tips of the horns are broken off. But look at this detail. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the rock, the naturalness of this base. I so love this. I paid $5 for this. Probably would have been much more expensive if it did not have the broken horns. Was heartbroken when I noticed that it had the broken horns. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or not. I really do love it. And actually, if you think of rams, sometimes they have broken off horns anyway. So I'm just saying. Oh, let's see what else we got. Okay. Again, I went for two little cut glass candle holders. I paid $2 each for these. You can tell by the design. I'll be able to look these up to figure out where they were made. See? Very, very pretty little candle holders. And like I said, I paid $2 a piece for these, so $4 for the set. Got a little candlestick holder. This is pewter. I think it's Karen pewter, spelled C-A. I'm gonna have to do some research on this. Yeah, C-A. No, is it Karen or is it Sierra? Okay, I think it's Karen. I think it's C-A-I-R-N, Karen Cottage, maybe. Pewter, C-A-S. So it is marked on the bottom. It is engraved in script. Very, very cute. And I paid $2 for this. Oh no, I think there are two of these. Don't know, probably not worth anything, but let me tell you, one of my favorite colors, as well as the teal on here. I also love mosaics, and so I got this for $2.50. This I can tell you that it is hand done because you can tell the unevenness on the bottom a little bit. Just done over a glass bowl. I think I have two of these. I do a lot of blue at Christmas time, And I think these are going to be beautiful. But again, I only paid $2.50 for this. I really like pewter. I already pulled this out, but I'll show you this one. Very cute little pewter pitcher. Isn't it cute? Oh, let's see what else we got in here. Another candle holder. Are these the same pattern? No, they are not. But I think I have seen this pattern on something else that I have. Again, it's that deep groove. Now this isn't really, really deep because if you stick your finger in here, it's not going to cut you. But this does say something on the bottom. Wow. Okay, I don't want to waste a bunch of time, but it does have a maker's mark on the bottom, so I will be able to tell what brand this is. But this I got for $1. I just thought this was very, very sweet. It really is just a little pot. It is, don't have my reading glasses on. IMM Living designer Ming Lee maybe. But anyway, I just really liked this very, very simple little pot. This was 50 cents. So again, if you would like for me to curate a little collection or something for you, please let me know. Again, oh, this is going to be in a similar style of what we've just looked at. Could be a little dessert plate if you wanted it to be. If you had a collection of coffee cups and did not have saucers for them, how cute of a table could you set with something like this? So when you look at these dishes, sometimes you may be able to find multiples of them and think, what in the world am I going to do with this? Think outside the box. We'll be able to tell again by the design here on the bottom who this was made by. I don't easily see a maker's mark. And again, that doesn't always matter. Isn't this cute? I think it's very, very pretty. I love the design of it. So even somebody else may just see just a little trinket dish. I see the beauty of the circular glass. Gorgeous. Oh. Imagine this with a tea light shining through. Very, very pretty. We are almost to the bottom of this box, and that's probably going to be as far as our light is going to take us. Okay, this is just a, can't think what you call it, bigger candle than this, but it is a candle stand for a large candle that does not have like glass around it. I thought I had one, but maybe not. I've already taken it back somewhere else. But anyway, I like the kind of goldish color on it. Remember, as I said, the warmer hues are coming back in, and so something like this would look beautiful out on a counter. Oh, this one's kind of heavy. I don't know what it is. Oh, now, because of the weight of these, see these? Well, by gory, these do. No, they don't match. Yeah, no. Okay. Very different. The weight of this is very, very heavy. The cut of this is much more brilliant. Which tells me this is probably cut glass. Now, granted, these are together, so let me feel just one at a time. This is significantly heavier than this is. So let me show you the inside. Aren't these beautiful? Look at how it picks up the light and reflects the light. I got this set for $2.50. Okay, just a couple more things in here. Oh, this is something. I actually have this in a great big glass bowl. And it's one of my favorite pieces I may be getting rid of. I'm not sure yet. But then I found this little matching cute one. Is this not so pretty? I got this one for $1.50. I can tell you I spent a whole lot more money on the bigger one. But I love how you've got the different pieces of, I don't know if they're metal. I think it's metal running through it. And then you've got the painted glass or stained glass. Not really sure, but it's almost like a webbing on here. I just think this is beautiful. And again, I got this for $1.25. Okay. And again, I was very into candle holders while I was shopping. This one, very different look to it. This is a rounder. It almost has a little bit of the Murano base to it. Not really. But look at the difference. This is a more traditional look. This, to me, is a more contemporary look. So, it really depends on what kind of a look that you're going for. Okay, the last thing in this box that I have. Now, being a girl of the 80s and 90s, I can tell you that this is made by Princess House. They used to have Princess House parties where you could go and you could buy crystal and then you could buy blown glass. And this was the etching, and I recognize the pattern on here. I don't know if you can see the etching. It does go all the way around. It is a quality piece. You can see the base on it. But I guarantee you that this is going to be Princess House. I paid $2.50. My guess is during the day of Princess House, this probably cost about $50. And I say during the day of Princess House. These are quite collectible now. It's just people of my age, people that are probably in their 50s and 60s, remember the parties. You would have them like a Tupperware party. And that is all of that box. I still have a little bit of light left, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep going. I'm also looking at things that I can upcycle, so there will be upcycled things at our store as well. This was just a little wire cage. I paid $1.75 for this. I don't know what I'm going to do to this. I may turn it into more of a bird cage looking thing. I don't know. Or I may really doll it up for Christmas. Who knows? But anyway, so I am starting to think forward to Christmas. Also have these. Now, I really like this. It's a hinged top. Wouldn't have to be Christmas. This actually came with this sitting inside of it, which I don't know why. It's much prettier without that in there. So I got all of this for the same low price of $3. So yeah, with this, it's got a way that you could hang it up here, but to hang it, you would have to put a latch or something on it. Imagine you had this, put your Christmas cards in here at Christmas time. You could fill this up with ornaments, and then the ornaments would show through the sides. You could put greenery inside of this. Springtime, you could put some greenery and then put some little eggs. Maybe have a little Easter egg, or you could put a little chicken sitting on top of eggs. But this is a very useful, I think kind of a unique looking little wire box that could have a lot of things go with this. Now, again, what was inside of it was this. So it's a little circular band box with Santa on the top. Oh, and then inside, it has a little Santa ornament. So that is very cute. And like I said, I got all of these for the same price. Oh, I have another. Nope, this is the one I just set down. I do have another one of these in here somewhere, but it doesn't have the etchings on it. Now, sometimes I just buy things because they're beautiful, which is this. And boy, this is getting grainy, so I'm losing my light. So this is the last piece that I'll do. But if you can see the reflections down here at the bottom, and then it has this beautiful blue-gray up at the top. Probably put a large pillar candle in here and light it. Just beautiful. So that's as far as I can go with you today. I hope you've enjoyed this. We will pick up right here tomorrow. As always, thank you for spending your time with me. Have a wonderful week and be blessed. Bye-bye.